Great skills again by him. Oh, marvellous goal by Lowdown.
Welcome to the Rangers Journal.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're watching this. My name is Doug. You're watching the Rangers Journal, and this is the Lowdown, your bite-sized video on all the information you need to know about our upcoming opponents, which in this next match is Dundee United in the Premiership. It's been a wee break since I've done the last Lowdown. Been a wee bit busy. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to do all the prep work required, but we're back into the swing of things now, and hopefully we'll back into getting your lowdowns every week, twice a week for Rangers as they play throughout the year. Coming off a very disappointing game against Falkirk, a draw, not just a draw, but a draw with a really poor performance, just lacking in creativity, lacking in interest, lacking in dynamism, aggression, and so many things. And we've talked about on the main show in the last couple of days that game and some of the interesting comments that have come out from Danny Rowe in the run-up to this match, including the types of things he'll be looking for when he's getting players in January. I thought he made some really interesting comments, such as wanting players to understand what it means to play against Rangers, wanting more aggressive players, and wanting players who are quick, but not quick in terms of just sort of physical, athletic ability, but quick of the mind. And I think that's something you can maybe see in some of our players just not quite able to decide what they're going to do next with the ball or make decisions for passes and movements quite quickly as we need to if we're going to achieve the goals that we have. So anyway, in terms of Dundee United, let's have a wee look at the forms of the teams coming into this game. Obviously, we've drawn our last two after having 2 wins prior to that, and then the loss against Roma. Dundee United are coming in with only 1 win in their last 5. 2 draws and 2 losses in there. Lost a few goals, and they do lose. They tend to lose by a few goals. Motherwell 2-0, Falkirk 3-0. They are a team that aren't scoring a huge amount of goals at the moment. You can see they're sitting 8th in the table to our 4th with a goal difference of -2. And of course, we're struggling for goals ourselves. Our goal difference positive by 6, but not huge numbers really. It should be a game that we go into looking to win and try and regain some momentum after the Falkirk game. But obviously, Dundee United have caused us trouble in the previous game that we played them at. So we will have to keep all eyes on the prize if we're going to do something. And just gain a bit more creativity and hopefully a bit of a shake-up, which we'll see in terms of the lineup, which we'll look at in a moment. Moving ahead to look at what to expect from Dundee, they have been playing sort of a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 formation, although they did play back 4 when they played us previously. They are sort of adaptable within those 2 formations. They can adjust both in game or from game to game, depending on their opponent and what they're looking to do. Of course, the coach, Jim Goodman, the man with the most perfect hair in the SPFL, he's built his team to try and take advantage of pace and athleticism. And being aggressive in transitions, buying sort of big players, some quick players in their defence as well. The goalkeeper, the main goalkeeper that had, I believe, is injured for this game. They did look to sort of build from the back with him with quick distribution, though their passing is not always the best, so sometimes that can go a bit awry for them. So they do also sometimes like to bypass the midfield completely and just play long balls out to their wingers in a sort of advanced position. The full backs, come wingers that they play do have a big onus on their attacking play if they're not going to go through their sort of main man in the middle, who we'll touch on as well. He likes to press and counter press aggressively with his players, though they sometimes do have a little bit of problem timing that right, and so you can get transitions and overturns there if you're able to pick that up and counter. But there's some underlying roles of a lot of their midfield players in particular do allow them to flex their team about a bit, which is a benefit for them in terms of their being able to change mid-game to adapt to their situations. They will look to be compact and obviously deny us space, but there's space in behind. Again, teams that play this type of way when their sort of fullbacks or wide midfielders are pushed up, you can't find space in behind there. So again, something that I think is the type of thing we should be able to take advantage of, although we seem to rarely actually do. We've got energetic front men that'll try playing narrow, often look for crosses. They've got a lot of tall players in their team, strong players able to take on set pieces, both defensively and offensively. In particular, some of their defenders who've got very good percentiles in terms of aerial duels and winning headers in that way. So that's something to keep an eye out for. As we have obviously been poor from set plays at times. And as I say, the defence has got reasonable recovery speed, so they will potentially push up to take account of that. So something for them to keep an eye on. Looking at some of Dundee's danger men, I've picked out Luca Stevenson, one of their centre mids. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists from his position. From 11 starts, one of their better rated players. He will look to get on the ball and pass. I say push forward. He's someone, if we can keep marked out of the game, then we will stifle their ability to build and move the ball through the midfield area. Although Kamara in their midfield also is quite a linchpin for that. And then the other player I picked out is a player quite like Will Ferry. Plays on their left side. Their left side is their stronger side. Ferry with 2 assists so far this season from his 10 starts. Ferry's a player I think we could potentially look at for left back, someone who's obviously be familiar with the league and could come in. Had one of the best assist records in the league last season. As I say, could be an option for, as I say, a local purchase, and someone that I think, again, if we keep their left side quiet, that will go a long way to keeping their attacking prowess down, because that left side is where their stronger attacks sort of come from. The left-sided attacker also that's really decent, and crosses in from that side to the right-sided attacker has resulted in him getting a few goals. So, as I say, Will Ferry, someone to keep an eye on in terms of looking to keep quiet. For ourselves, I think we have to see some change in the team. We have taken on a few more injuries. For the Ant-Man is now out for 8 weeks with a muscle injury. Obviously, he's not been playing regularly, but it is an option that is now gone. But I think we need to see some changes to try and liven up the team after that performance. Pocock, I thought Bajrami was one of the few players that did play well. He looked a little bit more lively, had a bit of drive to him. It looked like he might make something happen. So I'd like to see him in, maybe in that 10. See if he can be the creative player we sort of bought when we thought we were getting when we first bought him. And then surely it's got to be time again for Finlay Curtis to hopefully get an opportunity. He did get a few minutes at the end of that game, but nothing really substantial. So I'd like to see him starting in this game, given the opportunity to really try and do something. I'm bringing in Barron for his fight and aggression. The back four, I think, pretty much has to stay the same. Magoma coming in. Again, when Magoma came on against Falkirk, we looked a lot better in terms of getting attacks on that side. So I think we need to bring him back into the team unless there's a reason not to, and go from there. With Chimay, picked up a knock. Miovski, I think, probably keeps his place, but only just. Either him or Daniel, so we're not really getting much out of either right now. So that's what I think we can go with from those. There's my prediction for this match. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory. I think it will be a difficult one. Dundee United will dig in at home and try to keep things tight. And they did show obviously the ability to score against us in the previous game, but I'm going to hope that if Danny Rule does make a few changes, bring in a few French players who are going to be looking to hopefully prove themselves and looking to show something, that'll give us enough to have a little bit extra in attack to win the game and get ourselves back in the swing of things. Also got this game and then straight into Falkirk coming after it. So again, a chance to sort of rebuild up our momentum, get a couple of victories in there before having a tough European tie against Ferencváros, which is our next European game, which will be a tough one because they are one of the better playing teams as well. So, as I said, after a disappointing game, the important thing is to get ourselves back on the horse, get ourselves back to winning ways. As I say, we've got 2 games now, both away games, unfortunately, which does make things difficult, but both games that we should be able to win, given the struggles that the other teams are having. So that's what we need to do. We need to get back on the horse, but back getting 3 points, get 6 points out of this game before going into a difficult European tie. And that has to be the run of it. Just keep slogging away, trying to get the points on the board until we can get to January and hopefully then get a few new players in and revitalise the team somewhat. And hopefully it'll give Daniel a few more options. Hope you enjoyed the Lowdown today. I'll be back for the Kilmarnock game. keep watching the channel. We're happily sponsored by Bluebell's Bar at Lanzarote. You can go there and get a great night, whether you're looking for a chill evening or a party evening. Both can be found there. They show all the Rangers games. They're the only Rangers bar in Puerto del Carmen and Lanzarote. So if you're out in that area, then do give them a shout and tell them that the Rangers Journal sent you. We've got plenty of content coming out almost every day. I'm obviously pre and post match content as well. So do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And a big thank you to our members. If you want to be a member, you can sign up for just 99p a month as well. We're doing at least 3 pods a week now for member content, as well as a couple of other perks here and there. So do tune in. My name's been Doug. You've been watching the Rangers Journal, and just remember that every night is a Rangers Journal night. Thanks.
Every night is the Rangers Journal night.